Hey folks, StrategicWolf here and welcome back to another Tips for Beginners. Today we are looking at the keywords and statuses surrounding the faction Scoia'tael. As always, if you're a beginner and you find this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing and also feel free to comment. If you're an old pro and you think this StrategicWolf dude is doing a pretty decent job with these tips, please give me a like. Also, please do consider subscribing, keep an eye on me, keep an eye out for my other content, my deck guides, and also please feel free to comment. Alright folks, that's the intro. Let's do this. Okay folks, one of the things about Scoia'tael is traps, okay? Now there are a few different kinds of traps, okay? But here we have pretty much one of the most basic ones, okay? Which is incinerating trap. Now, this trap, as you can see, we have two copies of it, okay? I'm going to use both of them to showcase the two different keywords, spring and ambush. Spring means whenever I trigger it myself. Ambush is whenever we let the ambush ability trigger, which in this case is the next unit my opponent plays. So my opponent will trigger the ambush keyword in this case. So let's play incinerating trap. Okay. Now let's spring it ourselves. Spring it and damage unit by 3. Okay, so I can spring it. The trap is flipped. It's now sprung. Okay, I damage unit by 3, a unit of my choice. Let's hit the commando. Okay, it's went from 5 to 2. It's been damaged by 3. Let's end the turn. And then I'll show you the second incinerating trap. Okay, now let's play the second incinerating trap. Gonna leave it face down, we're not gonna spring it. We're gonna end the turn and let our opponent trigger it when they play their next unit. Okay, end the turn. We're gonna watch this now. I'm not gonna skip to my turn, I'm gonna let you watch this and see the trap being triggered, the ambush. So there's a vanguard. Okay. 8. Okay, so it boosted up to 8. Then it was damaged for 5, down to 3. Okay, there you go. So that's spring and ambush, folks. Let's move on. Okay, folks, now let's talk about one of the coolest keywords, I believe, in Gwent, okay? Harmony. I just love harmony. It's just such a cool thing about harmony, okay? Now, here we have 2 dryad fledglings, both with the keyword harmony. Now, harmony is kind of a little bit like assimilate, which we covered in the last video, except harmony depends upon your own units, okay? So the way you trigger or proc harmony is by playing a unit that's initial category, okay? So for example, Cat Witcher is a Witcher, Dryad Ranger is a Dryad, Dwarven Skirmisher is a Dwarf, Half Elf Hunter is an Elf, okay? Percival's a Gnome, okay? So their initial category, okay? For example, Trained Hawk is a Beast, okay? If that category is not already on the board, harmony will trigger, okay? So these will boost themselves by 1. So let's play Percival, who's another harmony engine, okay? Because he's a gnome, there are no gnomes on the board. There's only 2 dryads. So let's play Percival. Both of these have triggered, they've procced and boosted themselves by 1, okay? Let's end the turn and do it again. Okay, let's put down another harmony engine, okay? Dryad Ranger, okay? However, because its primary category is Dryad, we already have 2 Dryads. Okay, so we currently have 3 harmony engines. We want to put down a 4th one. But none of these will trigger because this is a Dryad and we already have 2 Dryads on the board, okay? So we're going to play this harmony engine. Damage for 1 and poison. None of our harmony is triggered because we already had 2 Dryads on our board, okay? Let's end the turn. Okay, let's play the Half Elf Hunter. Another harmony engine. Okay, deploy, spawn an Elven Deadeye in this row. We currently have no elves on the board, so all harmonies will proc. So this will proc and boost by 1. So will this, and so will this. Percival, also harmony, but harmony of 2. So he will boost himself by 2 when his harmony is triggered or procced, okay? Let's play the Half Elf Hunter. This will boost by 1, this, and this will boost by 2. Brilliant. Boosted by 2, and each of these boosted by 1. Let's end the turn, and let's do some more harmony. Let's just do 2 more cards, and that's harmony finished. Let's do a Dwarven Skirmisher. Okay. Currently, Dryad, 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 Elf, Gnome, and an Elf. So no dwarves on the board. Let's play the Dwarven Skirmisher.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
So all of these harmonies procced. Okay, boosted by 2, boosted by 1, 1, 1, and 1. Very nice. Look at the points. I love some harmony. Okay, let's end the turn and play one more card. Okay, let's play the other Dwarven Skirmisher. Okay, and because we have a dwarf on the board, none of the harmonies will trigger. Okay. See that? None of the harmonies triggered because we already have a dwarf on the board. Okay, so that's how harmony works, folks. Okay, when you play a card, the primary category is unique. Okay, to the cards already on the board. There's no other cards with the same primary category already on the board. Now, the lovely thing about harmony is, let's say, for example, that I had played that Dwarven Skirmisher, procced all my harmony engines, and then my opponent had killed my Dwarven Skirmisher. Then there would have been no dwarf on the board. I could have played the second one and procced all the harmony again. Okay, so if you have, just like I just described there, a dwarf on the board and it's removed, and a second dwarf in your hand, play it. Because it's the only dwarf then on the board, it procs all the harmony again. It's crazy, folks. Okay, and there's so many different primary categories in Scoia'tael. Okay, we have elves, dwarves, humans with hawk or smuggler, dryads, of course, gnomes. Okay, Barnabas is also another gnome. We have machines like dwarven chariot. Okay, treants, so oak critters, treant boar, weeping willow, great oak. Okay, beasts, so panther, treant hawk. Witchers now as well, of course, with the Way of the Witcher expansion. Okay, so I think I'll do a harmony video very soon because I'm very excited. Now we also have Witchers as well, and very good Witchers as well, like Gezrus of Lidra? Gezrus. We'll just call him Gezrus. Gezrus will, great engine, and also proc harmony. So thinking about doing a harmony video pretty soon. But yeah, folks, and we also have, for example, synthesis. Dragon is also another primary category. So there's just so many, folks, and harmony is a lovely, lovely little archetype and great engine piece. Okay, let's move on. Okay, folks, now we're going to talk about a status. Okay, we're going to talk about two statuses actually. We're going to start with the first one is immunity. Now, immunity is pretty prevalent in Scoia'tael, not the only faction, but it's pretty prevalent in Scoia'tael. Okay, a card, for example, like Milva. Okay, it's a synthesis to Dragon, which I mentioned there when I was talking about the harmony, and also Gabor if you play him on the range show. We'll see Gabor maybe later on. Okay, so Milva, immunity, boost self by 1 whenever you play a Scoia'tael unit. So immunity means that this card cannot be targeted. Okay, this card cannot be targeted by our opponent. Okay, this card can also not be targeted by ourselves. So look, whenever it's my turn again, when it's my turn, look, I cannot use the order ability because I cannot target Milva. So I can't boost her with tactical advantage. I cannot target her, my opponents cannot target her. Now yes, she just got damaged by 1, but that's because the Tridem damages a random enemy and she's the only enemy, okay, for our opponent. Okay, let's play let's just play something like the Dwarf Berserker. And as you can see, I can now use my order ability because I can now target this. Look, I can't target Milva because she's immune. So I can't target her and our opponent can't target her. Okay? She's immune units like Milva are still... I'll just use this because that's pretty distracting. Okay? Immune units like Milva, like the synthesis, like Gabor if you play them in the range row, they can still be targeted by row effects. They can be targeted by, for example, a Geralt Erden, but they cannot be targeted by like a Boiling Oil or a Lock, or even like they can't be boosted by a boost. Okay, I could not then play a card like Miner. I'll just show you. Let's end the turn and I'll show you Miner. Let's end the turn. So now let's play the Miner. Okay. And next turn, okay, Milva is boosting because we're playing Scoia'tael units. Next turn, I'll show you that I still cannot target Milva. I can't even boost her. Okay, let's end the turn. Okay, so let's use the Miner. Order, boost an allied unit by 2. It's a dwarf, also give it 2 armor. Still can't target Milva, okay, because she's immune. Okay, I can't give her a boost. Okay, so I cannot. I know I'm really good on about this, but I'm just trying to point it out. Okay. Immune units cannot be interacted with in any way. Targeted by opponents or for damage, or targeted by yourself for boosts, okay? They can only be targeted by row effects or random damage or Geralt Erden, for example, that affects a whole row, okay? That's immunity, folks, okay? That's the immunity status. Let's move on. Now we're going to talk about our second status, which is resilience, okay? Now that's a card like Zoltan Chive, okay? Resilience, and then deploy, boost adjacent dwarves by 2, okay? So we have a whole row full of dwarves. You can play them up here and boost the adjacent units by 2. Now what resilience means, you can see the little resilience status in the corner, the little rook. If you're a chess player, it looks like a rook or a castle, okay? It looks like a keep, okay? That little turret with a round tower, okay? That means that he does not go to the graveyard at the end of this round. He stays on the board for the following round and then loses the resilience, okay? So let's play Zoltan. Deploy. Little brick wall, okay? That's the resilience, okay? And he's boosted the adjacent dwarves by 2, okay? Let's end the turn. Okay, this is a perfect example of how good resilience can be. Because right now my opponent has fantastic engines, okay? Really good engines, okay? We are on even cards. If I keep playing, I'm acting first here, I'm on blue coin. I'm going to be overwhelmed by the engines on the Northern Realms side, okay? So I'm going to pass here and forfeit round 1. But I'm not going to lose my card advantage, and this is why, okay? So I lose round 1. But Zoltan has resilience, so he stays on the board. There we go. Now he has now lost the little resilience status, okay? So he doesn't stay for the whole game. He just stays until the following round. Okay, so we played him in round 1, so he stays to round 2. Okay, so I get 4 points of carryover there in that case. Now, if my opponent had decided to dry pass, I could have also passed without you spending a card and losing card advantage because I would have had the 4-point resilience of Zoltan. So that's the power of resilience. Okay, another resilient unit is Galbor. If you play him on the melee row, or if you play him in the range row, he can gain immunity. Okay, so that's resilience, folks. Resilience is very useful, very nice carryover, and prevents you from losing card advantage, which is very important in Gwent. Okay? Okay, folks, well that's it for Scoia'tael. Hope you find this video helpful. Please like, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.